you know what you can do? You can take the introduction from this one, copy it to the beginning of the other one, and then if they listen to both, they'll know.
Yeah.
And if they don't, they won't.
They won't.
And you can keep this part in where I'm like, now you know people who did both or just did the podcast.
There you go. Oh, man. Welcome back to Babble On. We are the Babble On crew, -1, quite sadly. But we are here to discuss...
How do I do this?
I don't know. We're here to discuss the episode and the sky full of stars that we just watched. I'm Jenny. I'm a big old Babylon 5 fan. Watched it multiple times.
I'm Jen. I'm a screenwriter. I watched it once back in the 90s with missed episodes because that's how we watched things back then. Sometimes you didn't see everything.
Yeah.
I'm Gus. I'm a big old nerd actor, and this is my first time watching Babylon 5, and boy, oh boy, it would have been something if you'd missed an episode like this one.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like. Not with us is Allie, because she got another very exciting writing job that I can't talk about, and it took her away from us today. So she'll be back.
Exciting.
In due
for
time.
her, not for us. It's exciting for her.
It was the dawn of the streaming age. 4 friends, bound by a shared love of stories, embark on a journey to a legendary space station. 2 veterans of the ancient television wars, revisiting a familiar battlefield. 2 newcomers, eager to explore its mysteries and unravel its secrets. Their mission? To boldly go where many have gone before. This is the story of Babble On. The year is 2025. The place, wherever you get your podcasts.
To begin, I want to go over the writing credits and actually make what do you call it, an errata when you correcting something from a previous episode. This episode was written by JMS, J. Michael Straczynski. The last episode we actually said was written by JMS, and it was not. It was written by, DC Fontana.
Oh, God, the last one was DC Fontana.
Yeah.
I mean, original Star Trek writer DC Fontana.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I knew I recognized that name.
She was Roddenberry's #1
Yeah.
in the beginning.
Yeah. So, this one was written by JMS, directed by Janet Breek, and it is production number 106. Also credited as episode 6, and the previous episode is 107 and credited as 107. But they aired them in the inverted order. Yeah.
And there wasn't really anything in the last one that needed to come after this. I mean, this is, again, remember, they were still doing, at the time, they were still trying to trick the studio into thinking that they were all one-offs.
Yeah.
So some of them could kind of be interchangeable in that sense. Like there wasn't some dramatic thing dropped last time that we needed to know before. But it would have been weird to have that follow. Remember, we also said, so in the beginning of the watching of this, we said that the last episode was really clean and coherent and easy to, and there we go. DC Fontana. She is a superstar.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I do think that if they'd switched the order, this episode feels different with or without the context of Spacism, the motion picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
I think going into this episode fresh off of 45 minutes of nonstop Spacism, makes things feel different, especially when Night 2 is going on his disturbingly relevant rant about alien influence within Earth's government.
Yes. But I do think in a way, had this one come prior, there is an aspect of like, wait, what cans of worms are we opening? And then the next one following being like, blatant racism is happening. And like, and other groups. I mean, there's no Jakar, no Londo today. And other.
No Kosh.
No. No, nobody. I mean, this was really very human and Minbari focused.
Most importantly of all, Jen, critical character I feel I should mention was not in this episode. Your dear friend Lanier, also not in this episode.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know why you think we think he's important. Nothing at all.
He's not.
On both of our
Last week
faces
when I
he
said
showed up.
last week when I said, "Oh, the only major character who wasn't in this episode was Talia," Jen went, "Well, and never mind."
I meant Aunt Talia. I was agreeing with you. I was
Never mind. It's fine.
Gus just Homer Simpson himself right on out.
Podcast audience doesn't get the joke because they can still hear me perfectly clearly because I'm on a microphone on my head.
That's right.
That's a YouTube only joke, everybody.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Visual humor for an audio podcast.
My favorite.
I have no idea what you're talking about with linear. Not a clue what you mean.
No, I don't know why you think we are like him at all. I do have to say, I called up the cast list for this episode when we started because we were trying to figure out, this is sci-fi in the 90s and 80s was all interbred. Every actor was on, every other actor was on every other actor. Yes, all of these actors were in everything else from Wrath of Khan to Next Generation to Voyager. He was in all three. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Talk about
Voyager's
recycling actors.
My Star Trek home base. I'm trying to remember who he would be. Yeah,
I know. I looked it up. It was someone I didn't jump out at me. It was one episode, some rando. But why when I was watching Voyager I didn't recognize him from Wrath of Khan is actually shocking to me.
Yeah.
But while I was looking it up, it said that Natoth was going to be in the episode. She was listed. But in any case, I was like, oh my God, Natoth is going to be here. And she's not in this episode. Yeah. She's not there.
Not Miss in this episode at all.
So see, Natoth, Lanier, they're all just throwaways. We never Veer. I mean, none of them are important. They're not going to stick around.
No.
Sure. Yeah. Famously, I feel like JMS likes to just introduce. She did replace Kodath.
I think, Kodath.
Yeah,
I can remember Kodath, but I can't remember anybody. Daniel. Everybody else is Daniel.
Everybody else is Daniel. So.
That's fair. That's fair.
The other one behind the scenes note that I want to bring up that I literally cannot figure out how it happened just because of the order of the episodes. I probably should go back and maybe see what order production number these episodes were. But the role of Night 2 was actually, JMS originally wrote it for Walter Koenig. And Walter Koenig was unable to do it because he had a heart attack. So then JMS was like, okay, we'll write you another role. And then Alfred Bester was written. But Alfred Bester's episode is before this one. So
right, because that was one of the ones that did get brought in earlier.
Oh, got brought in earlier. Okay. Let me go back and see what production number it is.
I'm pretty sure that one got brought in earlier. And also, we just read, if you could pause and read a very badly, not very good resolution screen in the 1990s, you would have been reading about was Psi-Corps involved in the election?
Yeah.
Did they endorse the vice president? Should they have done that? And so there were drops of Psi-Corps here because we didn't really talk about Psi-Corps. They were, except at the end. Didn't they say they were going to, no, they didn't say Psi-Corps. They just said they're going to take them back to Earth. Yes. Because he's a bad guy. And I
Earth
was like, because
Command.
Earth Central, because the Psi-Corps is clearly wrapped up with the vice president and they're going to want to pick his brain and figure out what he learned about Sinclair. Yeah.
I did go back and find it. The production number for Mind War is 110. So that at the very least would mean that it was started writing after the writing of this episode. So
okay. I'm kind of glad that we didn't, I don't want to say waste Walter Koenig on Night 2. The guy did a great job. Yeah. But I don't think we'll be seeing Night 2 again on account of the total amnesia. Oh no, both of you went, okay, so we'll be seeing Night 2 again. At the same time, I watched both of your heads do the same fucking thing. You went,
That's my response to everything when you make a guess like that, just so that you can always be like, you did it.
Sure. Okay. I'm on to you too.
See, for those who are just only watching this Babble On 5 content and have no idea who Gus is, Gus, this is so interesting for you to be on the other side of this because Gus does a podcast called Wheel Takes with his wife Allie, who is not here with us, where he is the person who has read all of the Wheel of Time and has to do the stone face thing.
And has to do
That,
Right?
you have to make
Yeah.
faces and
bob
the heads.
Trying to interpret our body language is fun for me.
Yes.
I'm having a great time here.
It's also hilarious that you're interpreting Jenny's body language, considering you're not actually seeing Jenny.
That's true.
Well, I'm getting a rough outline.
It is motion capture. It's not.
It's true.
Mocap.
People in the comments is like, why do you animate all of yours? I don't animate it. Do you think I'm actually manually animating?
No.
Oh my God.
I put Jenny. I put Jenny through enough shit animating the fucking previously ons.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. It is entirely motion capture.
Yeah. This though, I like to, for me having like in going back and rewatching, this is where I'm like, oh, right. Like this quickly, he was like, this is a continuity story and we're going to drop you little pieces of lore. We're going to bring in some history. We told you in the very first episode that he didn't have his memory of what happened. And we're going to just start to open it up here in a really, really fun way. It's really engaging. It's a good hook. I'm hooked in.
I had so much fun with this, man. I mean, I know every episode lays breadcrumbs and I never know what is foreshadowing and I know. But this one was the first or second time where I was like, okay, here are threads that we introduced earlier, a bunch of them, and we're just going to carry them directly through and keep going. And it's just so cool because apart from what happened to Babble On 4, Jeff's memory hole is one of the more like, oh, that's a question for us to answer sooner than later. I want to know what happened there, what's going on there, that we've had so far, and the Delenn and Sinclair stuff. Yeah, it's stressful. A lot to deal with there. Why was there another? I assume the triangle indicates Grey Council member. There's just another Grey Council guy hanging out on the ship with Delenn, I guess, unless it's some kind of telepathic communication thing.
Like he was
invisible.
a fake hologrammy kind of thing or something.
Yeah, or maybe
astral projection.
They got enough future magic, technology stuff that I wouldn't be surprised if Grey Council members can just like talk to each other from afar or something. I'm assuming he's actually there, to be clear. But no, between that and Sinclair and more about the line, I mean, ever since his first long monologue about the line, been like, oh, this is a big deal. This is going to come up a lot. It's weird because I initially had predicted that the Centauri and the Jakar, the Narn, were going to be a pretty significant clash. And I just think they still will be. But I like that we're balancing between all of the different species except so far the Vorlons, who are just Kosh watching TikTok in his room.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Yeah. I mean, fair. Yeah. Kosh is ahead of his time. There's no denying that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, I had to gush for a second because I really like this episode.
That's fine. Yeah. I will. When I first watched this show, I did not see the pilot. And I also am pretty sure even the first time I watched it, like when I watched it on the air, I didn't see the pilot. And the first time I watched it through, I didn't see the pilot just because it's the same. Like when it was on Amazon Prime, the pilot was an extra, right? So if you don't know to look for it, you don't see it. And so they have that scene from the pilot. There's a hole in your mind. And I always remember thinking, oh, they just like made up a flashback scene.
Like you're like, cool. They cast some guy and put him in a lot of Mabari makeup just to say you got a hole in your mind and some flashback that we don't know what it means. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, me too, I guess. Damn, I don't remember this at all.
I don't remember this exactly. But the other thing about the pilot that is fun, I don't know if you remember when we watched the pilot, both you and Allie you really liked when he did that monologue about the line, how there was a voiceover, like you could hear they had audio flashbacks. They're from this episode.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No way.
Yeah. So when the episode first aired, those aren't there. There's just pauses when he's speaking, and so they
put him
just
in.
Because of the way he acted that scene, there was room for them to put it in. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
so
they
cool.
put that in some like director's cut version of the future. I mean, obviously the JMS cut. Yeah.
Because there's the two versions. They must have put this.
Right.
In the one version where they actually let Takashima do what she wanted.
Yes. Exactly.
And now I'm curious to see. So, and because because Amazon didn't have that one, or it did have that.
No, Amazon had the original one with her talking
and with no sound.
With no sound. So just
you know the regs, Jakar.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's not this on the actress again.
No, not at all. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable because this is the 90s and women shouldn't be too assertive because they might be mistaken for a bitch.
And JMS said, you know what? Fuck your shit. That. I'm going to do what I want.
Exactly. So that's probably the most fun behind the scenes information.
That's good.
Yeah. This episode, I think, like, has very clear theory making stuff like in it, right? This is like an episode for you to try and guess what's happening or what happened probably in the past. Kind of just want to let your brain go. Any theories that you've got going on there?
Oh God, I mean, there's so much to pick from here because so much of it kind of confirms stuff that you infer, right? 24 hours blacked out of his mind. Delenn already knows him. Delenn doesn't want to be revealed as a member of the Great Council. Earth gives a shit about this. I was joking during the thing, like, what do you care? They sued for peace. Obviously, they actually care. I'm sure there's 45 comments that are like, they care because this. I know. But things that we can theorize on further from here. I'm beginning to think the Minbari are perhaps not the nice, benevolent rock garden people that I thought they were. I think it's probably a lot more complicated than that. I'm still not willing to go all the way to the side of the Minbari are purely villainous. I definitely don't think that the Knights are on the level with their idea that the Minbari want to infiltrate Earth with a fifth column from within. I think that's absurd. This did nothing for my theory that there is something important about Earth, which, or Sinclair, or humans, which, again, is 100% derived from Delenn's first monologue in the Rock Garden, where she talks about a single stone can make a ripple that affects everything. But it's more of the same questions, you know? Either Sinclair is some kind of sleeper agent, which I doubt. I don't think we're going to go down that route. I think that is a little bit, it was the 90s. Maybe it was less done in the 90s. Because there's that one episode of, guess what show? Star Trek The Next Generation, where Geordi gets sleeper agented by the Romulans. And it's the same kind of thing, but I don't think it's that.
They actually also even used his eyes. They shot into his eyes to do it. I'm just realizing. Yeah.
It's the same thing. They took his visor off and shot it into his eyes. Yeah. I just want to err on the side of diplomatic positivity here. That for some reason there is something important about Sinclair, which mandates that the Minbari keep him close. I just don't see what it could be in relation to sabotage, because he's already in charge of one of the biggest, most important space stations. If they wanted to sabotage Earth, they could have done it anytime in the past 6 episodes and year before that.
Right.
So, and there were Minbari who were actively working against him, who were also actively working against Earth. The guy in the pilot, there was a hole in your mind guy, was trying to screw with Sinclair and get him arrested so that there would be a war between the Vorlons and the humans. Yeah, probably, I think it was a while ago.
Sounds right. Yeah, sounds about right.
That was 7 months ago for us. That was actually longer. That was 8 months ago for us, I believe.
Yeah.
My God, yeah.
We're averaging 1 episode a month, I think. We got to pump those numbers up.
We got to pump it up. Yeah, we got to do it.
We got
a marathon weekend is what we need.
Yes,
we do, and I would love that.
For a bunch. Or we just change clothes between each one.
Or not.
Or not.
I was talking to a friend of mine in the Wheel of Time community by the name of Vance. And Vance recently started watching Babble On 5 again so that he could listen to this. And he said, I'm on episode 3. And then the next day he said, I'm on episode 10. I forgot how in the flow of it, I just want to watch the next episode. And I said, wow, me too. I wonder what that's like. Watching 1 a month over here. But back to theories. I'm sorry. I'm spinning out of control here, which is probably why we only do 1 episode a month. I don't know. I mean, we're getting more and more about there's something rotten in the state of Earth. Something is bad. I 100% agree with like, oh no, we got to extradite him back to Earth because they sent him there. They're called knights. Like the Santiago or his vice president, whose name I don't remember, 100% sent those creeps to go and do all this stuff to Jeff. Why? Like there was an election. Was it in the pilot or was it in episode 1 that the election happened?
Episode 1. The election.
It was episode 1 or 2. Yeah, I think it was 1.
So there's a recent election. The incumbent won, though, right? I can't remember if Santiago was the incumbent.
No, I think Santiago was new. I think he was a challenger.
Santiago is new. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there's been a change in government. I think.
Okay. So if there's a new government and all of a sudden we got ultraspacism and people crashing out trying to mine Jeff's memories, like this is the call is coming from inside the house, almost certainly. What else is there for me to do? Delenn has some creepy fucking shit going on with Sinclair. It's even worse than I thought it was. I thought she was like watching him from afar and keeping an eye on him from afar, but she seems to have almost like a kill phrase for him. The whole "I'm your friend" thing made him pass the fuck out. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. So that actually flies in the face of what I said 4 minutes ago about maybe he's got sleeper agent command things planted in his head. Maybe he does. But maybe
it wouldn't be from Earth. It would be from.
It'd be from. From the Minbari. Yeah, like that's the concern. But again, he's the most powerful person on the station. He's the guy with the power. So if you've brainwashed the guy in charge, okay, we're good. You did it. There's nothing else we need to have him do, but also everything seems to be going fine on Babble On 5. Jeff appears to be doing a very good job and actively encouraging interspecies cooperation, unless the message is that the spacists are right, and I don't think that's the message of the show, is that the spacists are right. I just don't see that happening.
I'm going to do it again.
Fully recommended a show to you that, yes.
Yeah. It was like, you should hate people who are different from you. I'm J. Michael Straczynski. I don't mean to just kind of riff here, but I'm developing my thoughts as I'm saying them in real time. I'm sure Allie would be like, well, it's quite clear, and have the perfect, concise understanding of what was happening. It makes me want to watch more. Yeah. Cool. Do you have any other like specific stuff you would like me to riff on? Because I don't want to just spin off into corners.
No, it's okay. I have one other specific question. I think I'm just looking over my notes. So far, I've only come up with one, but it was a small scene, but the scene with Dr. Franklin that's just in there about like,
oh God,
I hitchhiked.
Yeah.
I hitchhiked, and then like I had notes on alien biology, but I destroyed them so they would. I just want your thoughts on that episode, both of you, like how you think fits in. Yeah.
Jen, you first. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as I've said, there are holes in my memory. There are 24-hour pieces missing, and I could use this machine for sure. But I think that there's the acting. So talking about the 90s acting and talking about like nothing against Night One. He was doing what that job was at that time, which is to play an arch villain, very arch. Like that was what he was supposed to. It was wonderful. It was perfect. And there was nothing inauthentic about it. It was great, but it was stylistic to the 90s. I've said this before, but like there's this beautiful juxtaposition of these really sweet moments that are show don't tell, and they're subtle. And also remember, we're not shooting in HD in the 90s. Like you weren't able to see a twitch in somebody's eye. You weren't able to see like a smile wrinkle. Like those things they weren't visible on your small square television with only a few pixels in it. So we weren't expected to see those things. But that scene with Franklin and Delenn, like I was like, he's assuring her that even though he knows something, he destroyed it so nobody else knows it because he's a pacifist, and or at least not a pacifist, but he takes his role as a doctor seriously. He takes his vows seriously. And it was like, you know that I know that I know that you know that you know that I know. It was like this really lovely exchange, and it was really clear, I thought, to the audience of like, he's not telling her that he remembers, that he has information, but she's pretty sure he does. And he's pretty sure she knows that he does. And he's pretty sure that her knowing that means she could kill him. She could do something to him. She has some sort of power. And he was very clearly like saying, I'm not a threat. You know,
Right.
he was, I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat. And it was only because she has some ability to threaten him and to be dangerous to him, I think. And that's me saying it with all the holes in my memory of not remembering what the heck is going on.
I think there's an element, the more I think about it, it is weird that she would just be like, I'm perfectly healthy. Would you like to give me a full body scan? While I'm here, let's talk about your past. But part of it, I think, served to give us reminder that about the war, you know, more than just the line existed and there was a war, that it affected everybody. The line was not the line, but the whole war was not an isolated thing that was military only. Like, the man was a traveling doctor and he got conscripted, it seems, almost, to do biological warfare, which he declined. Good on him. Then we don't have to deal with that one stupid Voyager episode where B'Elanna doesn't want to use the guy's research because it was made by war crimes. It's a good episode. It's a whole thing. I'll stop eventually talking about Star Trek. I'm not suggesting that
we are not going to stop talking about Star Trek all the way through the entire series. Guaranteed.
No, we're not, because there's shared DNA in a good way.
Yes, exactly.
I enjoyed it. It also, here's I think what else is part of it. Without that, Delenn comes across this episode mostly villainous.
Okay.
Delenn comes across, she's one of the guys who kidnapped and tortured Sinclair. I feel like we kind of skipped over the fact that he said, I was tortured. So she was torturing
from
Sinclair.
A triangle.
Yeah. She's got a creepy fucking dude with a triangle on his head in her room. That's weird.
Listening into her private conversation with Sinclair.
Yeah, and she might have to kill Sinclair if he remembers things. So those taken together paint a picture of Delenn that is quite at odds with Delenn in the rock garden talking about ripples and handing over all of that confidential information to Sinclair.
So you're saying Franklin is a save the cat moment?
Yeah. I think it's kind of a save the cat.
Yeah.
She
offering her
she
body
is kind to him.
To study. Yeah.
He is kind to her in exchange.
Yeah, and her, like, again, if he had knows something about her and she is not capitalizing on that, also showing that she has compassion and empathy to not be like, you know, she was a little nervous for a second, then he's like, I destroyed it all, and she was like, thank you, but also like, if you hadn't, maybe I would just rip your head off right now, we don't know. And so there was a little, I think, yeah exactly. And so I think that there's a little of that, and I also think you're right, I think it also gave us some information in specific to this episode. It reminded us about the line, but it also reminded us that, you know, we don't understand, we don't know what it is, why they kidnapped Sinclair, what they learned from him. Did Sinclair know that there was a biological weapon that was about to be developed that would have eradicated the Minbari? And remember their connection to the afterlife and souls passing on being a really important aspect. So would this biological weapon have removed that and like taken them out of existence in terms of their culture and their beliefs? And so I don't know. I can't wait to find out. I know I'm good at faking some stuff, but also I don't remember a lot of shit. So, I'm like, oh, and then sometimes I'm like, I start to say something and they're like, oh, wait, I remember this goes somewhere. So then I kind of eat those words back in a little bit. In this particular instance, I'm not exactly sure how these puzzle pieces come together, and I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, I liked the idea of him wanting to look at a healthy Minbari body. Like, that to me just made perfectly logical sense, because probably during the war, they probably had access to lots of injured Minbari, but never a fully healthy one. So I could see him just going to her being like, hey, can I scan you? Like, just... I have one other thing. Jen, do you have any other...
I don't have anything else for Gassa.
Okay. The one other thing I want to bring up, you paused us during the Universe Today newspapers, because of course newspapers exist in the future. Absolutely.
As a great device to reveal somebody sitting in front of you.
It's just fun. You gotta love it.
Phones don't do the same thing, I suppose, for scenes.
No,
yeah.
no, they don't.
No.
Can't hide somebody behind a phone. I've pulled up a site here that has all the headlines. Would you like to hear them?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. In sports, the zero G tennis results are inside the newspaper. Another headline. Yes. Is there something living in hyperspace? Another headline. Home guard.
Space Cthulhu.
What?
Space Cthulhu is living in hyperspace.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's fine. Next one. Home guard leader convicted. Jacob Lester found guilty in attack on Minbari embassy. So you saw some of that.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Narn Settle Ragesh 3 controversy. You saw some of that one. And then EA president promises balanced budget by 2260. Earth Alliance, I'm assuming EA means.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. And then
it's 2250.
I think we're 2258. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think whether or not to say something. It's not actually a spoiler about plot, but I'll just tell you one of the conceits of the show is every season is a year.
That makes sense. And there was a year between the pilot and the first season.
Yeah. Next one, Psi-Corps in election tangle. Did Psi-Corps violate the charter by endorsing the vice president? Yeah, okay. San Diego is still considered too radioactive for occupancy.
Yeah.
And then a new study published by Earth Force Nuclear Regulatory Office declares San Diego struck by the American state's first act of nuclear terrorism over 100 years ago, still uninhabitable for the next 300 years.
So in 2158 is when they're saying that happened. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to San Diego.
Or earlier.
I'm going to San Diego tomorrow. Should I be worried?
You might need to, to pack your Geiger counter.
I will.
Make sure
Oh, actually, Zach has one. I'll tell him to bring it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. And then a special section, pros and cons of interspecies mating. And
that was the one Garibaldi was looking at.
Yeah, probably. And then this one is the one that Jen was most interested in. A copyright trial continues in BookZap Flap. Books downloaded directly into Brain. Who owns them?
Oh,
that's what BookZap is.
Oh my God. Wait, I thought it was a bunch of garbage. I was like, they just made up some words that doesn't mean anything.
Oh
that
was
fucking great.
Yep. There you go.
He predicted Amazon Prime taking the show off. He's done it. He predicted Kindles. He predicted DRM.
Oh my God.
Yes. And then new binary star discovered. And then the text of all the articles are instructions for the Babylon 5 equation editor, which looks like a genuine documentation after a search and replace has been performed from the product's name to Babylon 5. So
interesting.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's very
Those
funny.
are all the headlines.
That's great. That's great.
Again, going back to they didn't film this in HD. They didn't think anybody would be able to read the articles.
No.
Nope.
Even some of the headlines. I mean, probably the expectation was like maybe they might see a headline, but like unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe one or two. Like the word Psi-Corps, I bet you they expected to jump out because the Psi-Corps had been revealed a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But most of them I don't think that, the copyright trial continues in BookZap Flap. Like nobody's going to know what that is. Yeah.
Right. And also like, pausing if you had recorded it on Friday night at 9, whatever, like, and then on your VCR and then like tried to play it back, pausing a VCR was
blurry.
Like,
yeah.
Because it's interlaced. And so you only have one frame. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I just love that level of attention to detail for extraneous shit that no one's. I'm also like, who the fuck was writing it? It wasn't like JMS by himself. He didn't even have a writing staff. Like, who the fuck did he get to write that stuff?
Yeah,
I love it.
Production, prop team.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff like early in my career, I would get like hired to write shit like that. And like, you don't get a credit for it, you don't get paid for it. It's just like, they're like, yeah, write some shit up. All right.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
No, this was really, really good. I mean, this is one of my favorites so far. Only one plot, by the way. Kind of. I mean, I guess the B plot was looking for Sinclair, but the only one
very much
plot. By the way, I suppose one could theorize that he's still in the box. I don't think we're going to have multiple episodes of Jeff in the box.
Yeah,
I just don't expect that to be happening.
Yeah.
Because then everything else that happens between now and when we get Jeff out of the box
is Newhart.
Doesn't count.
Right. Yeah.
So
do you get the
I don't think
Newhart
Jeff
reference, Gus? Do you know about that?
What?
The Newhart
reference?
I just aged us, Jenny. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
When I said
no.
Newhart.
What did we say?
Idea.
I'm sorry.
No, I said it just becomes Newhart. Yeah, the Bob Newhart show.
I don't know what that is.
There was an amazing Bob Newhart show, and then there was a new Bob Newhart show. And when the new Bob Newhart show, which took place in their like B&B in Vermont or something, the very last episode,
full show. It was like was not like one episode. It was a full
it was like 5 seasons or whatever. And then the last episode, he went to sleep in the Airbnb and the B&B. Pre-Airbnb, and then he rolls over and wakes up, and he's next to Suzanne Plachette, who was his wife in the first series, and he says, "I had the weirdest dream. We had this B&B in Vermont, and it wasn't even you," or something. And it's
now you are doing that like head. Understand that was mind blowing when it happened. Like it was like. Never seen anything like this before.
And it was a comedy show, so it didn't matter. Okay, it was just like stupid and silly and funny, and we all laughed and we were like, "Oh my god, haha, that means the show never really existed." But like it was just a gag, but it was such a great fucking gag, and it was a really defined the series. And it, you know,
that is What's the show where
I remember loving that show, but the only thing I remember is this is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl.
I heard that joke. I've heard that joke.
Yeah.
Well, there's a show where at the end it turns out it was all a snow globe or some shit.
Oh, that's like
it's like a hospital drama.
Yeah. It's not General Hospital, is it?
I don't actually watch it. I know you don't believe me. I don't. I didn't. I watched that Days of Our Lives. I'm like fully admitting I watched soap operas. I watched Days of Our Lives religiously when I was a kid. And then I got to What to Live for a while.
Until there was one episode.
It was St. Elsewhere. Like that's right. It was St. Elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
That was Snow Globe, which was a primetime hospital drama, not a daytime.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see. St. Elsewhere.
Until one episode that I felt mocked me, where like a character literally looked into camera and just like maniacally laughed, and I was like, okay, the show. I'm done. Making fun of me for watching you. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, St. Elsewhere.
Did the snow globe
doesn't matter.
May
or may not have all taken place in the snow globe as a kid's imagination.
Yeah, there's several shows that did an episode where somebody like is in an alternate reality, and then it ends with you're supposed to be like, I'm not sure. Buffy did that. I'm pretty sure
Next Generation.
Did that, and then this one
did a couple of those.
So, yeah. So
I mean, I was devastated with the Next Generation one because Worf and Troy were married.
Yeah.
There's two of those.
Yeah.
There's the one where that's the one where Troy almost kills herself by jumping into a warp beam, and then she has like this whole alternate thing where like she and Worf start hooking up, and then Worf like horribly betrays her, and then she tries to jump into the warp beam at the end, and it's because she got this psychic She got the psychic impression of somebody else who had been cheated on and then killed themselves, or something.
Yes, that's there's that one. There is that one. But there's
the one I was thinking
too.
of was Frame of Mind.
One. Yes.
Where Riker's in a play that is about not being sure what reality you're in, and then he gets abducted by these aliens who put him in a reality where the Enterprise was a delusion, and then he breaks out and he gets back on the Enterprise, but then it turns out that was part of the simulation, and it's really, really creepy. And when I was 12, it gave me horrible nightmares because it was so creepy about like, what is reality? Maybe you're not real. Maybe your whole life you're in a straitjacket and you're I was like, what? It's I know I believe the other one you're thinking. I could be wrong. I could be forgetting. I think the one you're thinking of is the one where Troy gets.
I think so. Yeah.
There's that one, but I feel like there was like a 2-episode run of it in the last season. Now I'm not sure. I got to go back. It's been a while.
I think you're right.
We started Next Gen a couple of years ago to like rewatch the whole thing, and then and then there was something that reminded us of Voyager, so we went and then we watched Voyager again.
Voyager instead.
So we can just watch Voyager for hours.
Yeah.
Voyager's pretty good.
I don't know why Voyager is just my emotional. I will I will concede that I'm pretty sure Next Gen is a better show, but
100%. But Voyager
is my home.
It's Kate Mulgrew in it.
It's some macaroni and cheese, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Kate Mulgrew.
macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Same. It's got its issues.
To do with Babble On 5.
No, but I told you.
Speaking
we'd be
of
talking
Babble On
about
5, great show. I loved it. I'm having a great time. I would like for us to watch an episode in less than 5 weeks.
I would appreciate that too.
From next time.
Having a backlog makes me feel a lot better. I will tell you that.
Yeah. Well, we'll do that soon.
Yes.
I promise.
Yeah. I think that's it for our Zocalo. We may need to boot you for
Zocalo.
Get me out of here.
Zocalo
I have
closed.
to go anyway. All right. Bye, everybody. Maybe we're still inside. Maybe we're both still inside. Oh, goodbye. Thanks for having us.
My friends! You have reached the most dangerous part of our journey, the Grey Council. Here we speak of things that must not be spoken. Secrets, betrayals, spoilers. If you are not ready, turn back now. But if you dare to proceed, I promise you it will be magnificent. Oh, Mr. Garibaldi!
I love it.
Oh my god.
I love it. It's great.
Sorry, they're long Star Trek in the middle
I
of it.
know. It's hard not to. They are cousins in certain ways, and JMS being wrapped up in both. They're just it's hard not to. That's hard not to. I did have a couple things though. Well, one of them I could have actually brought up while Gus was still here. Oh wait, do you want to say something about being in the Grey Council first?
Oh, yeah, we're in the Grey Council.
We're in the Grey Council, everybody.
We do a whole thing, and then it's fine. It's fine. Go away if you haven't finished the series. Bye. Leave.
Bye. Go away, because we're going to talk smack. Although this part's not. It's not smack. No, I just thought it was really. There were two things I thought that were really funny, and then the third thing that I took a note on, but I wrote a note in such a weird way that I don't know what it is, so it'll come to me in a minute. But the two things that I just thought were funny, and they weren't necessarily like long-term relevant things. I had just said something about loving the gun getting built when Londo built his pieces of gun that he wasn't allowed to have or whatever, so you can't have weapons or whatever it is. I don't know. But what was up with the two guys like I'm going through customs. You're going through customs. Yeah. I've got shit in my bag. You must have shit in your bag. We don't look alike. We're fucking dressed alike. We both look like Nazis. And then we probably brought the same kinds of things through customs to be able to build. Because I think that they both brought things through customs that they then used to build the chair.
Yeah.
But I was like, I feel like a little bit got dropped here or got cut on the editing room floor of like how you were connected. Because all of a sudden they're building a chair, and I was like, what are you building the chair with? Oh, did you both bring in shit? Like, it just, anyway.
Yeah. The only thing they needed, they needed the power pack from Benson. But I do also, sometimes watching these old shows, I think, oh, this is very pre 9/11. Like, they aren't expected to put everything through the TSA screening.
Right.
It's very.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really true. It's really true. But then I also thought this was interesting. And this is again, a commentary on our government now today that doesn't tell us anything, in the world. But I was like, okay, Sinclair's missing. So, Ivanova, we have a problem. Get down here, Michael. We got to come on, Garibaldi. We got to figure out where he is. I'm like, the lack of general panic when they're like, everybody on the ship knows he's missing. Yeah. I'm like, it's kind of like a president going missing. It's, he's the commander of Babble On 5. It's a big deal. It's not just a rando. Even if Ivanova had gone missing, it might have been oh, weird that the ship so-and-so is gone. But the fact that it was Sinclair, the fact that then they didn't keep it a secret. So I was like, are they keeping it a secret? And then they're just walking through the Zocalo, and she's like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him either. So, and they were really cash about it. At one point he wasn't, but at one point I thought Garibaldi was just drinking coffee while he was dealing with it. He wasn't, but I was like, Jesus, people, your commander's missing. This is a big fucking deal. And him saying too, we've got a problem. We had seen him stick the thing on his hand. I want to go back and watch actually that particular spot where he, where he didn't have it in reality, but then in the dream he has it. I wanted to go back and watch that because I think I missed the transition where you saw his hand have it and then not. But that was cool. But anyway, I just thought it was really funny. Those were aspects that I was like, was the 90s just such a different time that people were like, I guess it wouldn't be a big deal if the commander was missing. Or was it just a little bit like, we're really focusing on this history story point, so we're not going to worry about the small stuff.
Notice.
Yeah.
Huh. Actually, no, I didn't notice that. So there you go. There you go. I will say probably one of the reasons I don't notice it is maybe I noticed it the first time, but this is one of the episodes I find hard to watch, knowing what I know about Michael O'Hare. Just him experiencing unreality. Like
that is my other note.
Through that. Yeah.
That is my other note was like, I was so uncomfortable right at the beginning because I was like, the whole thing of like, he wakes up and he doesn't know where he is. And I was, and like, is living in an alternate reality. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, and when I would have seen this years ago, I wouldn't have obviously known that, even though I saw season one later. I saw season one. Like I started watching the show in season 3 and then I went back and watched season 1, like kind of the reruns, or maybe it was the end of season 2 or something, but I watched things like sporadically, which is why the first few seasons I'm like, spottier than the rest of it. And, but I certainly didn't know anything about Michael O'Hare until I listened to, Becoming Superman, JMS's autobiography. And then I was like, yeah, this is really uncomfortable, uncomfortable. Yeah.
I don't know, like it's very hard to nail down exactly when during season 1 they became aware of what he was going through. For those who don't know, although people who've finished the series might not know this, Michael O'Hare during the filming of season 1 began to exhibit symptoms of mental illness, and it turned out that he was experiencing basically schizophrenia and was hallucinating, seeing things that weren't there, and like
thought people were following him, and you know, the paranoia that comes with that. Yeah. And it was, quite to JMS's credit, he did offer to shut down filming while Michael could go get care, but Michael didn't. He was afraid that if they shut down the show, it would never come back, and so he said, no, like let's keep going. So yeah, but I don't know. I kind of would hope that by the time of writing this episode, they didn't know, because it just feels really cruel to have written an episode like this. Yeah, and I'm sure they must not have. And didn't you said this was written as 6 or 7? This is aired as 10.
No, hold on.
Written as 7.
The War Prayer is 107. Sorry, I've got them all up in a very weird order.
Yeah.
Mind War, which is the one with Bester, was 110, the production number, but it was 105 in air order. And Sky Full of Stars, open up, please.
Oh, it was 106, but it aired in 7.
Yeah.
But it aired in 7.
So it's pretty early on in the season.
Yeah, so early. I kind of think not at all. And then also like there's also just a part of me like that's uncomfortable. Was like, was he doing such an amazing job? Like, did he? I'm not blaming the acting for it, but like experiencing that when you're an actor, like I even heard like, I don't know, somebody interviewed a couple days ago who was like, yes, when it was Emma Thompson, like, do you ever have trouble crying on screen? She's like, well, and he's like, are you actually sad? And she's like, well, I'm inhabiting a character who is actually sad, and that's why the tears can come. But that is the thing, is as an actor, you are inhabiting that character and trying to empathize and feel what they feel. And now I'm like, did Michael O'Hare go so far down the path of like trying to imagine what it would be like to have your memory lost and having somebody had fucked with your memories, that started informing him as a person? I mean, obviously he had real mental issues going on, but I'm just like, the job of being an actor is to fuck with your head. And so how does that make it worse or trigger something or exacerbate it? And which is just a whole tragic side note that I have zero medical training to even like weigh in on. But but when I was an actor, I used to be a professional actor, and I went to theater school. I was an acting major in college, and there were times when I lost myself enough in a role that it was it was frightening. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be still driving the ship, even though I'm like, being the passenger and letting it take me and letting the moment take me, but I'm still supposed to be driving. I'm still supposed to be in control. And there were some times when you didn't as much. And it's a little unnerving to lose yourself to that degree. And so anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, there are things in this episode that I might not notice because I get so uncomfortable just seeing that. He does but he does do such a good job of it, of being lost in there. So
yeah.
As far as other full spoilers things, I mean, this is just a season 1 spoiler, well, season 2 a bit. The police officer, oh gosh, I can't remember his name. The one, not Bester, but the one that basically did a bad job of checking not Bester, what's his name? Benson.
Benson.
Yeah, checking Benson's basically financial history. He's like, no, he's got plenty of money, whatever.
Yes.
That guy turns out to be working for President Clark. And he's the one who shoots Garibaldi in the back at the end of the season. So,
oh my God. And he's so just dropped in here like a bad extra. Like an upgraded extra, just like a little tiny co-star role. That's fascinating. Oh my God. Yeah. I wouldn't have remembered that it was that actor. That's great.
No, and I don't know if they intended this on purpose, although it totally fits with the plot. He did a bad job of doing the background check on that guy, and he's working for Clark. So
he definitely tried to brush over it. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. So
that's great.
Yeah,
that's
I don't think he just did a bad job. I am headcanoning it, although I think it is in the text as well. That that was on purpose. He was.
I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. I mean, and also that's an easy enough role where at the time, okay, you cast this guy here. If he books a pilot between now and that episode, fine, we'll just write it in as a new guy. It doesn't really matter. But but you can go back and trace those breadcrumbs backwards. If it does work out that you can keep that actor to come back in. Also, Benson needs to be fired. And why didn't we not see the end of that story?
Well, Benson died.
Oh,
Benson
God.
Got shot.
Right, of course. Yeah. I literally said 2 seconds before Benson got shot by Benson because it was, that's right. He did get shot.
Benson got shot. And then another poor security person got shot as well. So
that was another, yes. But that was the woman, right? It was that woman, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Benson got spaced. I don't know if he got spaced. Remember Garibaldi was looking at that corpse? Basically, they killed him and then they stuck him shot
That's right. They shot him out the airlock. Yes, they did. But I was also like, that was an interesting choice as well, because I was like, is Benson just an idiot who's gambling too much and trying to get out of his debt? Or does he he didn't seem too broken up about Sinclair being in the machine when he showed up. He was kind of like, I think this isn't good, but kind of, I'm not really that worried about it.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of time because he kind of got shot right after. But
I do feel like somebody dropped the ball on his background check, though, when he was hired. They're like, you've only been here a week and you're already in trouble. I'm like, you shouldn't have hired him. Whereas HR, they messed up in the beginning.
Yes. Well, there is no HR in space.
That's no HR in space. This is true. This is a declaration that has been made.
Yes. Other thing, I mean, obviously the Delenn story going through. Again, I'm trying to think. Like Delenn, I find I've talked about it before. I'm a little in love with Delenn just as a character. I just adore her. But I find her an interesting juxtaposition for Londo, because both of them, like Delenn is the one who makes the decision to go to war against the humans. It's her, like she's the final vote, and she immediately regrets it. Like she almost immediately regrets it and tries to walk it back. And then you have Londo, who starts a war with the Narn and basically does a genocide. And he regrets it, but he doesn't regret it enough to actually do anything. Like they both have done crimes, and I just find them an interesting juxtaposition here. She is, basically her life at this point is an attempt to repent, and that is a really interesting juxtaposition,
and a great, again, like they're just setting it up, and I look forward to more even Delenn Londo stuff happening at the same time. I don't remember all the specifics of the triangles on their foreheads and things like that, but I also just having done the thumbnail for the last episode and Nancy Grant's character getting tattooed on the forehead with, and I forgot we didn't talk about this at the time, but I think Allie was like, wait, it's a female symbol. Wait, it's a male symbol. It's like both. And I'm like, it is like both. And like, it's, did we not talk about that as a group about the, like,
we didn't talk about it as a group at all. I think that was JMS just trying to find a human symbol to brand on somebody. Like, I don't know what else. Yeah. Because it's weird.
I guess so. But also, I mean, the gender fluidness of Minbari. And then like, I was like, oh wait, are they branding them because they're like, you guys are weird hermaphrodites? You're like weird, non-particularly gendered beings. And so that's why they put, I don't know. I'm just like, I was really, as I was like looking at that, I was like, oh wait, we didn't really talk about that. I think that's really fascinating. But I also thought it was interesting that, go ahead.
That is in the, I was just going to say,
well, in the same spot. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I don't know that carried, because that was an idea that JMS had that I think didn't carry because of what happened, like not being able to make Mira's voice sound masculine. So maybe that's not canon anymore. But yeah, it is in the same spot. I think we see the triangle on Delenn when Morden shows up.
I think so too. I think it comes back out, right? Yeah. Because I was like, is she just wearing makeup, or is it like it's subdued for some reason? But I feel like, I think we do see it sort of like revealed again in some way.
Yeah,
when she's.
But it's not something that like carries through with the seasons. I think it's just like it's like an Eye of the Worldism. It's just first season thing. The triluminary, the triangle thing. That yeah. That is one of those ones that I don't know how I could find this out. Because I bet you JMS doesn't even remember anymore with the way everything had to be reworked when Michael O'Hare left the show. But it glows when it is showing at Michael O'Hare. The canon reason that we learn later is because that triluminary was made for his DNA to help him turn into a half Minbari, half human thing so that he can be Valen. Like, it's literally encoded to his DNA.
Interesting.
That's the thing that we learn. And that's why it glows when it shows up to Delenn, because Delenn is his great grandchild, right? So it's encoded to Sinclair's DNA.
Right.
I don't know what the original canon version for it, like, is it just, Minbari soul inside you, or like,
that's
I don't
cool.
know. Be very curious to know.
I feel like we need to deep dive that and see if we can't figure out a little more about it. Yeah, that's really cool. That's great. That's great.
I get, maybe it could just be mystical. Oh, that's how we discovered you have a Minbari soul.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I
don't know. But like, the canon reason eventually is that, no, that's your DNA. It's literally made specifically for you.
For you.
So,
right.
Yeah.
From you, for you. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Do you have any further Gray Council thoughts? I think those are all of mine.
That's all mine too. Yeah.
I'm scrolling down to those so I can see the next episode. Okay. I don't know if Charlie's listening to this part, because Charlie, I don't think, has finished the series. Charlie is very much I support women's wrongs and women's rights as well person. Next episode is for Charlie. It's Deathwalker. There you go. All right. Women in STEM, women's wrongs, all that stuff. So there we go. Ooh, and then I just saw what the episode after that is. Okay. Anyway. Yes. Join us next time for Deathwalker. And as I said at the beginning, you can watch our reaction. It's up on YouTube. You can join our Patreon, where you can see the full, what's the terminology? Full reaction? Full
uncut version?
There you go. The uncut version. There you go. full and uncut. I don't know. Do I have to say anything else? I'm horrible at outro.
Find us on all the links below, because we never remember what we are.
Yes,
I mean, what they are, the links. We remember what we are, I hope, most of the time. You shouldn't let me do these.
No, you shouldn't let me do it either. Outros are my weakness. Anyway, enjoy, and thanks for joining us. Babble On.
Bye.